Gaurav, can I take that forward with you as well? You know, what does this mean for US-Taliban relations? Because clearly now it's established that Taliban is shielding this kind of terrorists. This was always the suspicion that once the US troops pulled out, the Taliban would go ahead and harbor these kind of terrorists, give them protection, all of the logistical support that they needed.
The fact that Ayman Al-Zawahiri was living not in some remote mountain hideout in Tora Bora, but in downtown Kabul, it couldn't have happened without the knowledge of the Haqqani network. They control security not just of Kabul but of parts of Afghanistan that is in their control. And the Haqqani network is a veritable arm of Pakistan's ISI. So it was very clear Osama bin Laden was shielded by Pakistan Army and ISI at Abbottabad. And Abbottabad is the headquarters of Pakistan Military Academy. It's the base of Pakistan Military Academy at Kabul. He was barely 100 meters from there. Pakistan Army didn't know that. That's clearly impossible to believe. Similarly, it's impossible to believe that the Haqqani network would not know that Ayman Al-Zawahiri was living in downtown Kabul. But the fact is, despite America having pulled out 11 months ago, they had enough intelligence assets on ground to be able to give them this intelligence about his exact location and the fact that he was taken out. And on India Today, we are showing images of that house where he was taken out, that window where he would come very frequently, and the balcony where he was when that hellfire missile literally rained hell from the skies, taking him out.
Could you describe for our viewers, Gaurav, how really this missile targets the person? In this case, it was al-Zawahiri. How is it that in that two-storied building where al-Zawahiri's family also was, this kind of a strike ensured only one casualty? Can you explain that for us?
So, from the information that is filtering out of the United States at this point of time, they had their drones loitering, their unmanned combat aerial vehicles loitering in the sky for quite some time. And these are drones that are capable of loitering, at altitudes between 30 to 35,000 feet or even higher for considerable amount of time, 24 to 48 hours, need be even longer. They do not fly out of that region. They could fly out of anywhere and fly back, and they're armed. So they are like planes minus pilots, unmanned combat aerial vehicles, remotely piloted with their Hellfire missiles. And, because they're out of the range of radars, they keep loitering around silently in the sky. The moment information comes in, the drone operator, the pilot, releases the Hellfire missile, and this is precision-guided munition, which has devices which will, take it straight to the target without causing collateral damage. This is exactly, incidentally, not the Hellfire, but spike missiles were used by India in the Afpak region when they had taken down Balakot, when the Jaish-e-Mohammed camp was targeted. Very little damage on the roof. The missile penetrates and then explodes, causing damage. That's what I'm talking about, Balakot. But if I come back to Kabul, to downtown Kabul, the Hellfire missile, and now information indicates that 2 missiles were fired, one after the other, neutralizing Ayman Al-Zawahiri, but no one else at that balcony where he was taken down. Shattered window panes, doors and balcony can be seen in the images that we've put out on our television screens, Akshita.
Very true, Gaurav. And look at those pictures of the house. You see minimum damage, really. Just one side where you see the doors, the windows, it looks like, and at the other side also the windows that have been destroyed because of the impact of the missile. But that's it. There's no damage to the building as such, and that's how they've ensured that there were 0 casualties, no civilians. Al-Zawahiri's family members who were in that building also haven't been harmed in this particular operation. I just want to also talk about the diplomatic fallout of this. How is the world perceiving this news? Geeta Mohan is with us on that angle. Geeta, can you take us through all the reactions that have come in? Has India put out a statement yet?
Well, no official statement by the Indian administration yet, but we will soon be hearing from various governments, including India, on the taking down of one of the most wanted men in the world, Ayman Al-Zawahiri, the chief of the al-qaeda, having been killed by the US forces, CIA op, under which this entire operation was carried out. Certainly there will be a lot of reaction. Saudi Arabia was quick to react. They've already welcomed the airstrike, as also the killing of Ayman Al-Zawahiri. Zawahiri was an Egyptian, but we do not have any reactions coming in from from Egypt as of now, or for that matter, various other countries. But certainly, Akshita, this is quite early in many parts of the world, and so they will be waking up to this news. India also woke up to the news, so there will be an official statement that will be put out, in all probability welcoming the airstrike and yet another win, a victory when it comes to the counterterrorism efforts that the world is involved in. But the only country, or the only administration, so to say, because the country certainly would celebrate too. We know that a lot of people within Afghanistan would be celebrating the death and killing of Ayman Al-Zawahiri. But the administration certainly is not happy, and actually, like we were discussing, they're not happy, and it could lead to very serious ramifications when it comes to the Taliban administration in control of Afghanistan and the US administration that still needs to bring about stability in the war-torn country. And in that, there could be a lot of ramifications given the statement that was put out even before POTUS, that is President of the United States of America, announced that the target that was taken down on Saturday, July the 31st, was indeed Ayman Al-Zawahiri. Even before that happened, an official confirmation came about. Zabihullah Mujahid, the spokesperson of the Taliban administration, already came out